Okay, so I want to start here. If we're going to compare CJ to these other quarterbacks and talk about playmaking and talk about some of the things that maybe aren't some of CJ's strengths that maybe Ohio State needs a little more from in these playoffs, I also want to point out the strengths of CJ that also make him different from the other quarterbacks in these playoffs. I just don't think that Stetson Bennett, Max Duggan, J.J. McCarthy can do stuff like this with any kind of regularity. Not to say that they can't do it, but I don't think they can do it as consistently as C.J. Stroud does. So I wanted to make sure to point out some of his strengths before we get into things that might be better described as weaknesses or areas of improvement that Ohio State needs from C.J. Now that we're at this point in the season. But watch these couple of throws. These first two. Obviously, this is the Iowa game. These first two throws are on the same drive. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is at the top of the screen. He will be the intended target on this play. It's play action play from under center. Marvin is going to run a little kind of over route all the way to the other sideline. But this is the thing that I think is craziest with this play. So ball is out of C.J. Stroud's hand now. Marvin Harrison is on the 15-yard line. He's between two defenders. There's kind of a third in the area. Look where Marvin is when the ball comes out of CJ's hand, and look where he ends up when he catches it. That is uncommon ball placement, certainly, accuracy, confidence, and anticipation from CJ Stroud. And those are the things that I think people fall in love with when they watch CJ. These are the things that make him special. These are the things that separate him from the other quarterbacks in this playoff in a very positive way. I just don't think that any other team on this stage can rely on its quarterback to make throws like this with any kind of consistency, and CJ does it quite often. And to that point, you have this play here to Marvin, and then this next play to Emeka Egbuka is on the same drive. So Egbuka is up on the top of the screen in the slot. He's going to run basically what turns into a slot wheel. It's going to look like a little bit of an out route at first, taking advantage of some man coverage. Egbuka does a good job of getting leverage, but it's pretty good coverage by Iowa. The defenders covers this probably about as well as he could, but there's enough space for C.J. Stroud to hit Emeka Egbuka, and I think C.J. is probably the best kind of like sideline ball thrower in the country, just like really good at using the sideline to his advantage and putting passes in positions that only his players can get to it when the ball or the route takes them to that part of the field. So here's the play. Watch Egbuka turns it upfield, gets a little bit of leverage. So he's got his guy beat, but that's pretty good coverage. Again, look where he is when the ball is out of CJ's hand, and then look where he ends up catching it. Again, just like crazy anticipation, insane ball placement. Like this is special stuff, and I just don't think that anyone else in this playoff can be relied upon to do this regularly. And CJ does it quite often. And then the last throw I wanted to highlight here, also from the Iowa game. This is a drive later in the game. Again, speaks to CJ's ball placement. This is a deep kind of post to Julian Fleming, and you can't see Fleming yet, but you will here in this screen. Clean pocket for CJ, which maybe gets the point of this overall point of this video home. When the pocket is clean and CJ can get his feet under him and can dissect the coverage quickly, all of which happens on this play, he does stuff like this. And this is stupid ball placement. And the ability to throw the ball that far downfield and put the ball in a place where the receiver can catch it in stride, doesn't have to break stride. Julian Fleming has good speed. This is probably his strength is attacking teams down the field. Again, good coverage, like really good recovery. Got the hand up there, tried to knock the pass away. Just too perfect of a throw. He can't do it. And Fleming can walk into the end zone. So there are things that I think C.J. Stroud will have to do in terms of getting out of his comfort zone in this game, and we're going to talk about some of those. But when he's in the zone like he is here, Ohio State's going to need this too, and I expect this to show up. This has been fairly consistent with C.J. Stroud, and this is the kind of thing where if everything else goes right and everyone kind of comes together to play their best game, these are the kind of throws, and this ability is the kind of thing that makes Ohio State a dangerous team in these playoffs. But let's get into some of the other stuff that I want to talk about.